but I've got a bit of a call here, all right? This might be a big call,
Mm.
but this is one I'm prepared to make. I think the Minnesota Timberwolves could almost get that first seed in the Western Conference next year. I think they could 100% compete for it. I am that high on the Minnesota Timberwolves, and I've got a couple of reasons why. First of all, they were able to make was it eighth or seventh seed this year? Right?
Yeah.
They were there, yeah. Now,
Seven. Yeah.
since they let's just say it's seventh, since they finished seventh, not only have they brought in the best interior defender in the league in, Rudy Gobert, but they've also moved Karl Anthony Towns to the 4, which is going to make their defense 10 times bigger, better rather, because for anyone who's watched Timberwolves games, they would know this guy does not try when it comes to interior defense. He literally will see D'Angelo Russell. He will probably tell D'Angelo Russell to go guard his man because he doesn't want to guard the center position. He will move over to the 4. He's a better perimeter defender than he is interior defender. Then you've also got Anthony Edwards, 6'7" shooting guard, who, he's at the 2 now. Like, to have a dude that's 6'7" at the 2 that can defend at an elite level, yeah, that is scary. Then
He do the 6'7" for real.
Yeah,
Jesus
6'7".
Christ.
Not just that, they improved their depth like 10 times more than what they had last season. Like, their depth wasn't very good last season. They were able to make the 7th seed. They brought in dudes this year. They brought in Bryn Forbes, who I think is a solid 2. I think he's an underrated guy. They brought in I don't know why I've forgotten his name. He's like the slowest player in the NBA. I don't know why I forgot his name.
Oh, slow-mo. Kyle Anderson.
Kyle Anderson, yeah. They brought in him, who's a solid dude now off the bench. Jaden McDaniels finally gets to start. He's a 6'9" small forward that is getting better at 3-point shooting every single season. Every single factor about this team improved. Their bench, their depth, their interior defense, their perimeter defense, the all-star caliber players that they've got. The ball is in D'Angelo Russell's hands now, like fully in his hands now to run the point. I see this team, definitely competing for that 1 seed. My issue is the playoffs. Can they do something in the playoffs? That's what I need to see, But that's where I got to ask you: is anything I've said out of line? And can the Timberwolves do well in the playoffs? Because it is a big question because we don't really know. We haven't seen a whole lot of them.
Yeah,
but I'm confident.
It depends on the development this season. I think I do think they're gonna make the playoffs. But if you look at that, a lot of those teams, it's gonna be really tough right now because it's a lot of decent teams. It's not as bad as it is in the East. It's a lot more Eastern teams that's gonna be fighting. But for Minnesota, I think they can get in there. I don't know if they're gonna be as high because you got the Clippers that's gonna have a resurgence. They're potentially gonna have a Kawhi at some point in Paul George.
Yeah, but everyone and their dad on the Clippers gets injured.
They do, but it might be different. Well, they're gonna want it to be different. Mentally, they're gonna want to be different. Lakers they're gonna want to prove a point. Golden State is also gonna want to say, "Hey, we're still here." Remind y'all we're still here. You got Denver coming back. You got the Grizzlies, who got a lot to show. You got Phoenix, who just got DA back, who's gonna also want to show that this wasn't a fluke. So you got a lot of top tier Western teams that's coming back or trying to say, "Hey, remember me."
Yeah.
So first seed, that's going to be a tough thing to do. They're going to have to be on their P's and Q's, no doubt.
Do you think they can compete for it? Can they compete for that 1 seed? Because that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying they're going to be the 1 seed. I'm saying they're going to compete for it. And they're going to try and get there. And I think they could for sure do top 3. Because there are teams there. There are teams like Phoenix are good. Memphis will be back up there. I feel like the Warriors might get a couple less wins this year. Dallas will be back up there. Utah will be for sure sliding. They're going to for sure slide. Denver will get a couple more wins. But honestly, Denver are bringing back, Michael Porter Jr. is whatever. Then you've got Jamal Murray, who's going to come back and be healthy. They're gonna win some more games, but
and you got the Pelicans too.
Yeah, but that's if. There's a lot of ifs and buts with the Pelicans as well. You know, my thing is though, have Minnesota improved more than what Denver and Dallas have? Because Denver bring back all these guys and they'll get a bunch more wins, but can Minnesota jump them in that regard?
It depends on how well they develop this offseason.
Yeah.
Now, which I think that's the $1 million question, because if they develop, I can kind of see it. But looking at this Western team, I'm saying I think 1, 2, and 3 is going to be Golden State, Grizzlies, and maybe the Suns this season.
You don't think that changes up at all? Because Golden State did lose a lot of depth players.
They did, but then they also acquired some, and then also I think they're strategically they know, like they did lose Toscano. They lost Otto Porter.
Bielitsa left to go overseas. He could have for sure I reckon he had another couple offers in the NBA, but he chose to go overseas.
I wonder what made him do that too.
Yeah, Damian Lee, that's another one.
Yeah.
He left as well.
Yeah.
And I feel like
Gary Payton.
Yeah, that's one that Andre Iguodala looks like he's retiring. Not sure about that one.
They did lose some key role players, but I think they're gonna be fine.
Their young core is definitely gonna show up. That will be the thing that. But I don't know what I see. Golden State being a big playoff team again next season. More of a playoff team than like a regular season team. You know what I mean? Like they finished third in the regular season this year. I could see them maybe going down to like 5th, but still being like the best team in the NBA somehow, if that makes any sense. You know, that's just like what I feel like Golden State could definitely do. I think they're going to be a bit more chilled and relaxed next season. But I just feel like Minnesota, they've got so many players that have something to prove. And Anthony Edwards he's going to make that jump to being one of the best players in the NBA. And the three that they have, like, this is even without D'Angelo Russell doing what he could do. Karl-Anthony Towns, Rudy Gobert, and Anthony Edwards are possibly 3 top 20 players in the league, especially if Anthony Edwards jumps how we think he could. They could have 3 top 20 players. And then you still got D'Lo, who's a top 50 guy. So, I don't know. I just think they're stacked. Their team is very stacked. The depth's there, the all-star power, the defense, the offense is there now.
I'm not so... I think they're going to be good. I think they're going to be a top 5. I just don't think they're going to be top 3. I still...